Okay, guys and gals, hopefully for the ladies this time, this is RmZD bringing you a random pubcast, being brought to us by the subreddit Dota 2 Cast It. Let's hope this time my open broadcaster actually wants to continuously record, because it keeps turning itself off and is a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. So I'm going to be periodically checking, because it's really pissing me off. This is the... I don't want to cast this again. So let's go! The lanes are already underway. I'm going to introduce the teams. Nothing really happens to the game. Actually, never mind. I'm way far ahead. Let me go back. I thought I was at 4 minutes, not 6 minutes. Okay, go time. Sorry. It was running, and I didn't think it was running, and then I buzzed. So here we go. We got Blue Sky Defender playing our Jarl Ranger mid. Gonna have Rothgar picking up the Rubik. Smurf playing our Chen, all the time being played by Mr. T himself, pitying some fool. Sikru be playing our Clinkz, going to the hard lane on the Dire team. Gonna have Grappler playing our Keeper of the Light, dual laning with Binsky on his Chaos Knight, standard strong dual lane. Sonic Forever picking up his Nyx Assassin and going mid. Chilosaurus Rex on our Slardar, and Bishop playing the Weaver. Are you still recording? Yes, you are. Cool.
Double damage.
I turned off my stop broadcasting button because somehow I think I'm hitting it, which makes no sense because it's like on my numpad and I never touched the numpad.
Denied.
So we're going to have our Nyx Assassin going head to head with our Drow Ranger right now. Going to click some creeps. Drow has a range advantage and a damage advantage, going for this really strange Mass Slivers of Agility build. Clinkz should be the saddest in the friggin' world in this dual lane. You buy any detection on Keeper of the Light, and Clinkz cannot come to the lane because you Rift and Stun and Illuminate, and he dies. So T taking a lot of harass coming out from this dual lane. Trying to walk up to the last hit, probably. Opting for the Echo Stomp at 1, which is atrociously bad for laning, and his worst ability by far. I know people are probably thinking, oh, but it's a stun. It can't be that bad. It's not a stun. It's a sleep. It's not reliable. This does damage and can path and give you vision and movement speed and damage, which lets you lane ridiculously. And this reduces their armor and magic reduction, which makes you and your team hit really, really, really hard. These spells are very good. This spell is very weak. This isn't just my opinion. This is the mass opinion of anyone who's ever played Elder Titan ever. Gonna have a first hit bash. Clap being dropped by Chilosaurus Rex, and first kill gonna be cleaned up by our Weaver. It's like I've seen this before. The meanwhile, Clinkz getting harassed out of lane, sitting at 2 last hits, but not very good lane control coming out from Binsky and his friend on the Keeper of the Light, blasting the lane, maybe. I don't really know. But yeah, Sikru should not be getting any fun this lane. Opting for a pointed mana leak over Chakra Magic. That does nothing against the Clinkz. Ah! So if you notice, mid lane right now, Drow is getting absolutely destroyed by Sonic Forever on his Nyx Assassin, sitting at 8 denies, doing some awesome, awesome work. Has his battle coming out already. Gonna be able to pick up that first rune. Our Chen, though, has full vision of this. I would go take it if that was Chen. If I were Chen. If that were me playing Chen. Gonna have a ridiculously awesome courier. Dude, this courier is so rare. Oh, that's so sweet, man. Oh, that's so delicious. Gonna bring Sikru his wards. Now, regen. Either way, Binsky gonna go for the, well, you'll see what he skills, and it makes me very sad. Rubik, in the meanwhile, is gonna be cleaned up by his dual lane bot. Smurf's gonna go to work, clicking down. We'll start our popping dust, but does not have another net ready, and Bishop's going to strut away. Yeah, levels up Echo Stomp, like you just do no damage. This is such an ineffective way to play the game. That's Elder Titan. Either way, I think he'll notice it. No, I can tell by how he plays this game that he feels really useless and does nothing. Actually, Bishop's going to look to get aggressive onto Smurf. Spirit's going to scout him out, but it does, like, no damage. Gonna pick up a healing creep. Please, God, regen me. Nope, Bishop's gonna clean up once more. Another kill. Meanwhile, our Nyx Assassin actually dropping pretty friggin' low. Bottle crowing like a boss. No, a courier, even though it's 3 minutes in. Gonna pop the carapace to get aggressive on the Drow. Drops a stun. Can he clean him up? 1, 2, 3 more last hits. Right clicks. Clicks at the right. Nope, only level 4. Near that level 5 would have killed him with that next level of the Impale. Gets it now. 1 creep short. Sad day. Oh yeah, this is happening. This is a skill build. For all you Chaos Knight players, you fledgling Chaos Knight players out there, don't take crit early. Just don't. Don't ever. There's no set in stone skill build on heroes in Dota. There's always some really, really niche situation where you actually would take crit on Chaos Knight, but just don't. Until you get remarkably comfortable with the hero that you can actually justify your reasoning for taking crits early, this does nothing. Especially since you're against a Clinkz, you're not going to actually harass him really. It's unreliable. It's incredibly unreliable. Only adds a bonus like 50% damage. And the cooldown reduction on Reality Rift is insanity. The increased stun chance on Cast Bolt is insanity. And maxing these two abilities out allows you to be so freaking aggressive. Actually, I'm going to look to get aggressive onto Sikru. But again, Keeper of Light feels like not ever being useful in this game. Foreshadowing. And does not have any detection. Could have killed this Clinkz repeatedly and kept him at 0 experience, but instead wants to just not be useful. I don't know. I don't know why he wants boots in a lane against a Clinkz. Like, it doesn't do anything. All you need is detection. You win the lane. But I don't know. Just weird, greedy play. Chen rotating. Going to do some offensive jungling. Going to have our Jaw Ranger getting dove here by our Nyx Assassin. Looks to backside with an Impale, but does not manage to get it in time. Going to walk through the tower like a boss. Takes probably half his health and damage. Yeah, that's not worth it, bro. You should just path the other way. Jaw Ranger, though, has no regen. Nothing coming out. Meanwhile, bot lane, our Clinkz is actually going to go invisible. Salve and go invisible. Nice little play. They're going to look to get a risk onto Chen. Pops the Reality Rift to actually juke him like a bouse. Juking out the Centaur Conqueror. And getting out unscathed. But if you notice, he used Reality Rift. It now has a friggin' 1.5 cooldown. And this hero is remarkably good at chasing and very, 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 very good. Like, early mid-game. Early mid-game not being early and mid-game, but early mid-game. Honestly, early game too if he's setting up something else. And transitioning into, like, mid-late game. He starts to fall off just because he's a melee hero, but he still does insane damage. At level 8, if you scale these two up, you hit ridiculously hard and have a really, 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 really long duration stun. But since he took a point in Chaos Strike, it's going to screw up his skill build. It'll take him until level 9 to max these two out, but foreshadowing again, knowing what happens in this game, he actually takes his ult at 6, which is really bad. Don't take your ult at 6 as Chaos Knight. You don't have the mana to reliably use it, and it's not even good until level 2. Bishop's actually going to try to... Wow, our Jaw Ranger has a 1v1 Bishop on his Weaver, and suddenly Nyx Assassin's like, yo guys, Sep, I'm 6, and blows her up. Yes, these two abilities, very, very good. What hurts me even more is I think he misskills. It actually takes a point in stats at level 4, which just destroys his mid-game effectiveness. Oh, it hurts. Oh, but he's still sitting at the top of the farm chart. I know Chen is listed as it, but it's all neutral creep, so it's not that good farm. If you look at the net worth, Bugman actually at top because he has 2 kills. Then Nyx Assassin because he has 8 kill, and then our Chaos Knight. So the entire Dire team is above the entire Radiant team right now. Radiant team last hitting atrociously. The Dire team does have a team that can take a massive advantage of it. Very soon, once Chaos Knight hits 8 if he's skilled well, or gets like drums, or drums and armlet. I'll get drums then to start fighting as Chaos Knight, honestly. You have the setup into Illuminate to just do ridiculous damage. Just like 4-man with your Slardar and your Nyx and just start killing everybody. Like, Nyx is 6, that's all you really need. He's level 7 even, has Impale maxed out. Slardar's 5. Once you get 6 in Slardar, I guess is the time to go. And by the time your Weaver to get up a bunch of items, since he's probably the most reliable hard carry you have in the game. Then just farm up him and your Chaos Knight and just ball really hard. The Radiant team has no counter push. They have 2 abilities that can counter push, that being Chaos or Fade Bolt, which is decent, and Astral Spirit, but he didn't level up Astral Spirit, so they really don't have any counter push. It needs both abilities. And again, if Chaos Knight actually leveled up his spells correctly and had Reality Rift maxed out at 8, his initiation range and frequency of initiation is so ridiculous that he can just destroy this Radiant team as they have no real reliable damage output. Clinkz is the best, but he's really easily focused down. Drow is kind of useless, doesn't even have a point in silence, and again is very, very easily focused down by a Chaos Knight who just one-shots anyone at level 11 especially. Gonna have aggression coming out here by Chilosaurus Rex, lands the stomp onto our Jaw Ranger. Just gonna try to slink away. Oh, but the last click actually canceled by Nyx Assassin, but finally does clean up the Jaw Ranger. Shen's going to chase onto Slardar. Slardar might actually be able to turn this range. There we go. Comes in Clinkz, see Crew, looking to get aggressive onto Chillsource Rex on his Slaughter. Gonna wait for the end of Sprint to come. Is he gonna manage to kill up this kill? We have a no, we have a club available, but he's not close enough. He's gonna jump in. Slight right click coming out from our Clinkz player. Awesome. 2-5 is the score at 9 minutes into the game. Dire team has a firm advantage though, if you notice, by the 4K gold advantage. Ridiculous. Not boding well for this very, very farm dependent lineup coming out for the Radiant team. Our Charmander has 10 last hits at 9 minutes, and our Clinkz has 18. Really not good. Earn picked up for our Nyx Assassin. That is good with this very aggressive lineup. If they start getting lots of kills, they can snowball very, very, very hard. Should be able to clean up most towers on the map and Roshan within the next 10 minutes. Level 6 is now on our Slaughter. They can actually just take Rosh right now. Or just every tier 1 tower. And honestly, yeah, there's only 2 left. There are 2 left only.
Invisibility.
I'll Weaver those, going to Weaver around. Going to get aggressive onto our Chen. Click him once, doesn't even get the right click off. Going to take 200 points in damage. Oh, he's going to get lifted up by our Rubik. He's dusted up, but he has his ultimate. He's going to walk away. Sakuchi away, has hit level 4 in Sakuchi, so he is the hardest to kill. But meanwhile, the Titan gets cleaned up by... he just kind of walks into this tower, and he's like, yo, dude, sweet, rip, stun. Yeah, see, look at this. He has not used all of his abilities once, and he has no mana. I know he's a cuddle, but, like, he used all his mana to not really do that much damage. If he had 2 more points in this, and then 1 more point in stun, he would be so scary right now. But because of this, he's like a one-and-done type hero. Which I guess is, it doesn't even matter against this Radiant team because they're so gankable. The tower's going to be cleaned up, though, by the Radiant team. Combination of Clinkz, Drow, and Shen. A tower that really the Dire team should not be giving up. Trading a tower for a tower, very, very good for the Radiant team at this point in the game, as they are by far the weakest team. Like I said, very farm dependent. So trading farm, good for them. Good for them. They need to get their items up as quickly as possible, whereas the Radiant Dire team can rely on their abilities a lot more. Hand of God being thrown out, we're going to have a dive onto our Rubik and Drow Ranger. Rubik's going to steal Mana Burn, not the ability you want to steal. Have a stomp being thrown out onto Rothgar. You should amplify damage him. You should really amplify damage him. Really amplify damage. I think it's gonna go to work onto our Nyx Assassin. Yeah, you didn't even kill him, bro. This dude just like refuses to ever use amplify damage, which is one of the silliest damage amplifying abilities in the game. Sounds redundant, but like for real, this ability is ridiculous. Why doesn't he ever use it? It's minus 10 armor. That's a 60% effective health reduction. It's ridiculous. Like ridiculous.
Dire's middle tower is under
That's
attack.
all of Clinkz's armor. That's minus 2, or excuse me, that's minus 4 to Clinkz, minus friggin' 6 armor onto Elder Titan. Like, ridiculous. Reduces Chen almost to nothing, and he has almost a full mech. Like, oh my god, it's so good! Bip-bip-bip-bip-bip-bip-boo. Especially when, like, a lot of the damage coming out from the Dire team is also from right clicks. Especially because Chaos Knight didn't level up his abilities that add damage. Oh, this is actually still right click based, it just adds a bonus attack. Chaos Bolt being magical, Impale being magical, Vendetta's physical, Crush is physical. Physical. There's a lot of physical damage coming out here from the Dire team, but not choosing to ever use Amplify damage, which amplifies the damage of all of these abilities. We're going to have Nyx Assassin get slowed up, getting aggressive under our Chen, pops all of his spells, and it looks like he's going to get cleaned up. 9. Drow Ranger's still pretty freaking strong. Chaos Knight pops, has an illusion. I'm just going to look to click down some creeps. Yeah, he goes for I don't know why lifesteal, but he goes for lifesteal. Bishop, can you clean up the kill? He does manage to clean up the kill and can kill the Dark Troll Summoner. Actually had an ensnare up to save Drow's life, but missed microing a little bit. Oh, the Titan's still not putting any points into his Astral Spirit. Probably his second best ability. I'm gonna say Natural Order is by far his best ability. It's so freaking good. I mean, I guess it depends on what you're trying to do. Natural Order is better if you're like team fighting a lot. Well, they're both really good if you're team fighting a lot. Just level them both up first. They're so good. I honestly skip the ult a lot and go 4-4, and then take ult, and then max out Stomp, because the ult doesn't scale that well. I generally actually will skip it a lot unless I really, really need the slow and put a bunch of points in stats. I'll go 4-4-4-1 stats. This is nice sounds being dropped down. Fire draw range of the Stomp. Actually paying off for Mr. 2, dropping the split. Earth going to land onto 3. Oh no, they juke out of it! Yeah, next assassin gets blown up, trying to drop a 4-man impale, but nope, Chen's like, twist of fate, you are found wanting! And slaughters him mercilessly. Please still be recording. Thank God. Keep your light, gonna click down some creeps, and I'm gonna drink some orange juice.
Is under attack.
So the raiding team is gonna let this tower take a lot of damage, they can come and actually defend it. Good warding coming out from both teams right now. I like this offensive warding from the Dire team. They're not really taking advantage of it. They're not shutting down Chen at all, which is actually kind of a big deal if you delay his mech as much as possible. Since the Dire team can be aggressive now, one of the ways to dissuade mass aggression is having a mech. Very, very important on defensive lineups like that. The Chen pick or random is very good against this lineup. Chen is so good at dissuading aggression because he has ridiculous heals. Makes sense, right? If your lineup is very good at bursting people down early, like this Dire team, then just heal the people dying. Cool. So shutting down the Chen's farm is very important in this game. We're going to have Mr. T actually putting in on his Elder Titan. Scouting out with his Astral Spirit, doing nothing to Nyx Assassin. Split farming seems to be the name of the game for the Dire team, even though the lineup is way more powerful right now. They could take Roche, could take this tier 1 tower, could take tier 2 towers, honestly. The only thing that can really dissuade them is a very good Stomp coming out from Elotime. I know I said Stomp is bad, but since that's what he's skilled, that's the one thing he can use. Stomp into Earth Splitter does a lot of damage. And Rubik Lift throwing shit down, hitting multiple people with it. And Fable. Those are the things that can dissuade them right now. And Clinkz, split pushing. Because he's a very good split pusher. Those are the things they can be doing. Clinkz, though, is just kind of roaming around, which is okay because the Dire team isn't pushing their advantage at all. Blast can be thrown down by our Keeper of the Light, stopping this push, this Chen push a little bit. Oh, Chillosaurus Rex, what you doing, friend? Gotta get cleaned up from one last right click from Seclude. I'll burn your body to ashes. Our Drow Ranger's slowly not catching him in farm. He's actually falling further behind in farm. I don't know, everyone just is kind of wandering around in this game, not really actually doing anything in particular. The Dire team should just be being as aggressive as possible right now. And the Radiant team should just be getting as much farm as quickly and effectively as possible. But neither team are doing anything. Clinkz isn't really farming, he's kind of pushing, but his farm is really bad. Our Bugman isn't really farming, our KSM is decent farm, actually going to pop his ultimate here. Jar actually dies to neutrals, like a bounce right here. Feeds the neutrals. Actually gets googly, I think. Ah, no, he's not missing any mana, he just gets right-clicked once. Finally, the Radiant team figures out they do a lot of friggin' damage and starts to get aggressive. Our Chaos Knight, once he hits level 12, will finally be at his max effectiveness, which is good. His bot skill build is, being fixed, which is nice to see. Has his drums coming out. I think they can get super aggressive right now. It's not actually going to land onto 2, but Nyx stops the combination, burning off the mana, and stunning up Elder Titan, dropping to Urn, clicking the shit out of him. If you notice, level 1 Spirit hit on 3 people, and he gained 30 damage and a bunch of free movement speed. Like, it's so good, just level it up. Grab 1, split pushing, opting for 2 Sage's Mask, even though he's a Keeper of the Light, makes no sense, but it's a thing. Maybe he's gonna go into an Orchids, I don't know. Orchids is okay against this Radiant lineup, but 2 of their heroes are gonna get BKBs most likely. Honestly, Elder Titan should as well. So it won't be that effective. A Hex is better, Force Staff is better, Ghost Staff, Ghost Scepter is way better against Clinkz. And just like having detection ever, all better things. Keeper gonna walk mid lane, gonna look to get aggressive, gonna drop a blast, hit on our Chen and our Rubik. Weaver looking around, scooting around, gonna have access and misses stun. Our KSI for some reason is being super passive. Oh no, but Weaver gets silenced up. Can they clean him up? Nope. Well, only level 1 sounds. Spirit can be dropped by Mr. T. Dust popped as well. Oh, Weaver's gonna get cleaned up. Cannot pop time lapse quick enough. Couldn't have the ultimate thrown out. Is it gonna land? No, it misses once more. Again, our Chaos Knight is just like forsaking fights, even though he would be the god of these fights if he chooses to fight. I don't know, man. Jungling not that good when you can just dominate lanes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Creeps and lanes give me
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. Slardar sitting at really broke. Gonna just run top. I'm trying to defend this tower. Doesn't have a TP scroll, but actually our Coddle's already ported in.
Tower is under attack.
But still, they choose to both run up here instead of applying pressure on another part of the map, or controlling the enemy jungle, or farming effectively. Chaos Knight at least stops and farms creeps along their way, but just take Roche, guys. Like, this guy gives a lot of money and makes you not die once. Kind of a cool thing to kill. And you have a Slardar. Minus armor is the name of the game when it comes to killing off Roshan. Our Clinkz, in the meanwhile, has his organs, but isn't sending it to himself for some reason. Drow Ranger sitting at not farm still. Chen has his mech finished up, level 9. Max out his Test of Faith and his Holy Persuasion. Now Rubik also sitting at level 8, taking no points in the null field, looking for the stun duration from telekinesis, which scales kind of bad, kind of poorly. Leveling up null field is more standard and generally better, but I mean, it's still a longer duration stun, so you know I don't really mind either way. And since a lot of the damage coming out from the Dire team is physical, like most of it, they have Illuminate, they have Mix Stun, and Cast Bulk, and Sakuchi, but all of the primary damage is going to be right click. I guess it's not terrible. Not bad at all. And again, the Radiant Dire team somehow always always assuming a defensive posture when they are a super aggressive lineup. Doesn't make any sense to me. Coddle just taking ridiculous amounts of farm from his carries and then not really putting it to any use. This assassin gonna look to get aggressive. Pops his invisibility way too late. So he's been fully scattered out by the Radiant team. He's gonna go to work on Mr. T. Drops the stun. Oh, gets lifted up. Gonna be thrown to the high ground. I think he just TP's out like a G. Yep, just TP out like a mouse. So there is one reliable stun on the Radiant team. What? He TP'd some good ability up. Good item, TP scroll. This says invis, can't see me. In the meanwhile, the whole Dire team is AFK standing under a tower instead of killing people. Or farming. Or taking Roche. Just do something. Clinkz is going to scout out the entire main body of the Radiant team. Get aggressive, possibly has his organs finished up, can actually burst on someone. Just going to clean up the courier and peace out. Stein going to whiff on an assassin of refusing to carry detection. Or Coddle. Where are you at, Coddle? Refusing to carry detection. Our Slaughter just wandering around aimlessly this game, not really getting any farm. Still at 24 last hits for never being in an effective location. I don't really understand. Gonna walk into this lane, gonna tank the creeps. Tanking some creeps, gonna reduce my health as much as possible so that his Woe Dota plays are even more Woe Dota. Nyx and Chaos Knight, like, I mean, do we, like, there's a guy here, like, do we click him? Like, I mean, I guess we can try, like, alright. I got lifesteal, I guess it's good. Nyx deciding to face tank everything, pops his urn in a second. There we go, I'm gonna pop the urn. But, push in and say Bash Lord. Still recording, thank God. Alright, Dire team again on a defensive posture because they refuse to click creeps. I don't know. If you don't want to kill people and you don't want to farm, what do you find to be fun about Dota? I don't mean that like rhetorically. I'm actually. Clink's gonna go to work onto Chilosaurus Rex on a Slaughter, but oh nope, not gonna clean up the kill and gonna Skeleton Walk away, properly timing his Skeleton Walk cooldowns when he gets aggressive. Good play coming out from Clink's friend, sitting at 3-0-1. If only you had detection. Still just like clumped up as four, terrified out of their minds of one hero. Our team clumping up, maybe looking to get aggressive. Raiding team doing the same. I say that, but I know the Dire team is just scared and hiding. Again, look, do I like go to the lane? Do I like go back mid? Hey, this creep's here. Should I click I guess I should click those creeps. There you go, man. Blast me thunder by our Coddle. Can you kill the catapult as well? No. Coddle sitting at third highest farm in the game. Our Slardar has managed to click 5 creeps since the last time we looked at him when he was wandering around over here. Not a good sign. Our Bugman only at 60 at 25 minutes. 25 minutes mark has reached us, has happened. Looking at 7 to 9 in favor of the Dire team. Neither team really farming at all, effectively at all. Just kind of wandering around. So no team really gaining an advantage or losing an advantage. I think the raid team might actually be looking to get aggressive here. We're going to have a stun being thrown on Nyx Assassin, trying to push out the creep wave. Finally, someone realizes if you push out the wave, we can't lose towers. Clink's going to eat a big creep. Going to look to get aggressive here on the Dire team. Chilosaurus Rex managing to finish up a Songe, getting very, very tempted. We're going to have a stomp being landed on the 3. Oh god, Nyx Assassin blows up, walking back into the Elotine ulti, but a stop. A Solarian Crush landing onto 5 enemy. Oh my god, I can't speak. 5 enemy heroes being cleaned by, hit by this crush. Immediately 2 people die, cleaning up both the Chaos Knight and the Slaughter. Somehow the 2 tankiest heroes dying to the only right-click source coming out on the raiding team. Raiding team losing 3 but killing 2, losing 4 but killing 3. Not a horrific, not a good fight for them, but they shouldn't be even able to trade this evenly against the Dire team lineup. But finally, action happens. The tower manages to survive. A 5-man crush was landed, and they still lost that fight under their own tower because Nyx Assassin walked into an Elder Titan ulti and died. Friends, that's not good. Yeah, Coddle sitting at 2.9k gold. This gold probably would be better on like this hero or this hero or this hero. But instead, just wants to hoard up a lot of money, refusing to buy detection, which would have probably solidified them all of the tier 2 towers in the game at this point. Honestly, I think the Dire team could have won this game by now without issue. Like, without any issue. Clink's gonna scat out anybody in their jungle. Gonna find the Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight has his armor, though. Should be probably impossible to kill with good armor fighting. Gonna eat the creep. Silence up. Down. Man fighting is Binsky. Soulbird's gonna pop. Yo, armor toggle. Armor toggle. Does it armor toggle? Oh.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Bro, gotta armor toggle. Buying items are good if you use them. Or items with uses are only good if you use them. Things, stuff, words, hard. So, 3rd time casting this, I'm getting kind of loopy and, yeah, nothing happens in this game for so long. Clink's actually just going to pick off a Coddle in ultimate form with Blinding Light. Could have saved himself, but just doesn't use abilities. Weaver going to look to dissuade some aggression from out here. The Radiant team, but gets silenced up. Lincoln's pops has backtracked, does not choose to use it. Could have backtracked all of that damage and Sakuchi'd away. Chooses not to, saves it for another day. The tower, in the meanwhile, dies to just like casual pushing. Slardar hanging out, has TP skills, but is just going to hang out for friggin' ever. Bot lane sitting at 14 more last hits than the first time we looked at him mid-game. Shen going to get bugged up. Clicking down his creeps, Bishop, trying to get those sweet, sweet jungle creeps being brought to him via Chen. Great. Let's look at some graphs, I guess. Nothing really changing. Nothing really changing. Big spike up here. This is killing a few heroes and taking a tower. The Radiant team taking this mid tower from the Dire team. Very good for them. So it buys them a little bit more map presence, or actually reduces the possible map control of the Dire team, which is, since they are so aggressive early on, is very good for the Radiant team. All even at towers, 3 down for both lineups. Still waiting for this Dire team to figure out they can just take Roche at any moment. Chillsaurus Rex just kind of hanging out, bashing some creeps. This is gonna walk behind him. Chillsaurus Rex though has a TP, so get silenced up. Yeah, bro, you're like really dead. Clinkz is a good. I don't know. Dire team just wants to farm, but for what? Like what? Why farm? Rubik actually picked off by a combination of the Nyx Assassin, Mana Burn, and the Bugman Weaver, dropping his right clicks. Time-lapsing out of all of the damage he took, almost dying, but being a boss, being the bug, escaping without any issue. Or Drow managing to catch up a little bit in farm, actually doing pretty good to catch up in farm. Has a Crystallis as well as a Yasha, hopefully getting a BKB against these mass stuns so she can actually effectively use damage in team fights. But I can tell you she does not go for it. We have our Chen almost finishing up his Zag Scepter, which will be very good. Again, dissuading a lot of the aggression, the consistent aggression we're going to have, and gotta be used on Sucrum. It's dusted up. What is happening? Fixed it. Sucrum got caught out, but they did not chain stun him, and he walks away off of the back of Chen's Hand of God. Chen drops though, losing his life instead of the Clinkz. A good play by him, setting back Sucrum on his Clinkz. Good save. Started looking to get aggressive on Mr. T. Has a clap now, doesn't drop it. Still refuses to ever use amplified damage. Is going to get caught out and die here. Gonna have another impale being dropped, hitting upon our Jar Ranger. We're gonna get aggressive. One last right click is going to clean up our Jar Ranger. Clinkz comes in though, drops the silence onto our Weaver, and he gets 4 shots. Oh! If you kill this guy, that's all their damage. All of their damage is this guy right here. All of their damage.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Arcana, meanwhile, has picked up an ultimate orb and still refuses to ever have protection. I think he actually bought a lot and placed them all randomly down in random places that don't actually help you win the game. These wards help you not die, but they don't help you actually gain any advantage. All the raiding team needs to do is get us 5, walk here, kill this guy, walk here, and put a sentry right there. And click this, and just like kill the shit out of this tower. The raiding team cannot engage into this Dire team death ball if they do that. But instead, they're really scared of a Clinkz and decide to continue to play scared. Clinkz is gonna get another kill right here. Skadi Keeper Light wanted to get an ultimate orb over the one item that saves him entirely from Clinkz, that being a Ghost Scepter. Supremely good against Clinkz, but nobody has bought in this game. Again, choosing to play hyper defensive, but then not buying items that actually allow them to survive. Makes no sense, right? Makes no sense. So, since this game is kind of a snooze fest right now, I think it gets a little better later. Let's talk about what you can do, or what the point of farming is in Dota. It sounds like a silly concept, but it's important to consider. When you're playing a hero, any hero in Dota, you need to think to yourself, what items do I need to reach my maximum potential when I need to be at that potential for my team to win? Now, every lineup in Dota has a timing window where they are the most powerful. There can actually be multiple timing windows. This Dire team lineup has been way drastically more powerful than the Radiant team for probably the past 20 minutes. They have the ability to just 5-man and kill everything, and the Radiant team has to split push and avoid fights and try to take any advantage that they can take. Whereas the Radiant team has a sneak advantage, whereas the Dire team just takes anything they want. They can take Roche with Slardar, they can 5-man off the back of the initiation from Chaos, and we're going to have Clinkz actually get caught out here. There's a gem, I think, on our Bugman. There is indeed. Bugman lineup OP. We're going to actually have a stop land number 3. Very nice combination, but no, Rubik, why do you counter it? Phantasm being dropped. Rubik looks very, very screwed. Has Crush, dissuades a lot of the damage. Just clean up one. Can actually go and just kill this Drought Ranger Amplifier, dude. Just like, it gives vision. And makes you hit really hard. He has never used Amplify damage this game. So, timing windows are very important to understand as they deeply tie into what items you need. But since timing windows are more difficult to get into, we're going to ignore that for right now. So. We'll think about just, if you're new to Dota and you're playing like one hero repeatedly, you'll start to understand, oh, when I get like Armlet on CK and I turn on Armlet and I use Phantasm, my Phantasms hit really friggin' hard. Also, since I can toggle it, it makes me live for a really long time. I have mana issues still, but I do a lot of damage and I don't die. So, I have the capacity to be very aggressive at that point. Also, if you pick up drums, you're very fast, have more mana, so you can continuously be aggressive. So, when you have these two items as a Chaos Knight, if it's the build you choose to go, you are generally a very, very powerful hero on the map. Let's say you are an anti-mage. If you have the same amount of farm, this is like 2.3, this is like 4k gold. You have like a Battlefield and Shreds. If you walk into a Chaos Knight with the same amount of farm as an anti-mage, Chaos Knight will destroy you. Now what that tells you is with 4k gold farm, Chaos Knight is a better hero. So generally, earlier in the game, Chaos Knight will be more powerful. So his timing starts earlier than anti-mages. Anti-mage, though, can farm really, really fast and carries items pretty freaking well. So, like, once Anti-Mage gets his Battle Fury and his farm accelerates ridiculously, he'll get a Mansa and a Butterfly. And if Chaos Knight just has maybe one other item at that point, Anti-Mage can start to actually contest Chaos Knight, between his ultimates especially. Once Chaos Knight has his ultimate, he still destroys Anti-Mage pretty much at any stage of the game. But Anti-Mage can generally burn Chaos Knight's mana between his ultimates or even beforehand and make him much more useless. So then that's when Anti-Mage's timing window starts to come into fruition. He can split push more aggressively, he can actually kill people, he doesn't need to be so scared. So, Chaos Knight reached his potential a while ago. Clinkz actually just going to burst down one person. Our Keeper just AFKs, doesn't pop blinding right, and he kills off two. Link going to walk in. Fantastic, going to go to work and Sakura gets stunned up, manages to kill him. Thank God aggression finally comes out from this dire team. To get aggressive out of the Drow turns around, one last right click. Oh, the Centaur stomps are so huge. Triple Centaur stomp coming out from Smurf. Just locking down both the Nyx Assassin and the Chaos Knight, cleaning up this fight for his team, a fight they should not be winning. Turning a death on their Clinkz into 3 kills. Kyle gonna buy back for some reason. Bishop getting aggressive, one stomp's gonna be thrown down. Oh, Link gets his pop, but he manages to time out in time. Smurf though getting bursted down. Put up his Bishop, Lincoln's cooling down. Sakushi's away though. Could actually look to get aggressive onto Archen, but does not. Backs off. The Triple Centaurs looking to do some more work. Click onto our very tanky. And Keeper Light. One stomps drop. 2 stomps. Can he triple stun? He does not. Mech is popped. The Centaurs are going to sacrifice himself for the good of the land. We all enjoy Dota more when we're just killing shit. You know, if you win really hard, it's generally a fun game. You know, sometimes it's kind of boring, so you're like, well, that was easy. But it's better than if you can't get a kill and lose horribly, right? So, if you fight when your heroes are stronger, you'll generally kill more people and have more fun. Yes? Yes. This is why this confuses me. I understand it's because this Chaos Knight player doesn't fully understand the timing of Chaos Knight, which is fine. It's really, really, really difficult to understand the timing of every hero and how they interact with every item, and how they interact against other lineups. It's a very, very complicated game, this Dota. But they found out there, Vinsky got bursted down to about a 3rd HP, got a Phantasm, and still managed to kill off the most farmed person on the other team with the help of one other hero. So I feel if he realizes how powerful he is, he should actually have a Stomping Thunder here. Special attempt not being as sound as it should be. We're going to have an Earth Splitter landing on Dubinsky. He tries to kill off Roche, gets bashed down. This could go very poorly. Are they really going to give up Roche? Mr. Cheese bashing it down. Bashing it down with Staple Gun Briefcase. Kills off Roshan. And a triple Something crushed, but Chilosaurus Rex managed to go in and slash the Aegis. Gonna go to work onto our Drow. Drow, though, very tanky. Lots of armor. Chilosaurus Rex doing work. Crushes onto one and a bunch of creeps. But Aegis is popped, but cleans up two. Weave from the backline because of the Drow. Slaughter because of the Rubik in the meanwhile. Dominating streak being picked up by our next assassin, looking to kill off Mr. T. Mr. T drops the spear, only hits one. Gonna stomp, lands onto three. Can TP, has mana, but pops the pipe instead. Oh no, gonna try to run away, but Slardars roll fast, bro. Can amplify damage. Has a Weaver backing him up as well, max move speed. Mr. T gonna try to juke, gonna get crushed, amplify damage, bro. Amp. There you go, and then you one-shot him because amplify damage makes you hit really hard. So a big turnaround there from the Radiant team to begin with, turning around that Roshan chip that should have been incredibly easy for the Dire team. The Dire team not managing to kill Roshan in time before Binsky gets bursted down by the Earth Splitter combination with Roshan bashing his face because Slardar refuses to ever cast amplified damage on anyone ever. But Slardar then redeems himself, runs in, hits a 3-man crush, and ninjas the Aegis away. But nevertheless, the golden XP going to the Dire Radiant team, which I feel they actually need more than the Aegis itself. Well, they managed to pop the Aegis and got the golden experience, so I feel like that's actually a win for the Radiant team. Check the gold graph and find out. See, it's not even. The Dire team needs to have a big advantage right now. They should have had a big advantage right now with their lineup. I just broke in speaking. Oh god, I've said these things so many times. It's so hard to speak and saying the same things over and over and over again. Take a second. Check to see if it's still running. It's still running. Great. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to actually listen to myself as I speak, as that causes you to generally speak slower, which is my issue in casting when I repeat cast things. I tend to just say everything I can say, which doesn't help you cast very well. It makes it much more muddled. One of the things I respect the most about Toby1 as a caster is he does not feel the need to talk all the time. And when he does, he generally speaks very clearly and concisely. Surprisingly, I know it's Toby. So those are the things that I want to work on, along with my camera work. Right now I'm drinking some orange juice, so it's going to look really choppy, but I'm thirsty. Jim picked up by our Clinkz once more, looking to counter all of the wards on the Dire team, which is good, since he can then roam freely through their jungle. And even if he doesn't get kills, since the Dire team will know there is a Clinkz roaming around, they will be scared and 5-man. So, the Radiant team can take advantage of that by split farming. Alright. Dire team looking to defend this push bot with their entire lineup, although there is no tier 2 tower left, so possibly a waste of time. Shen get caught up by our Nyx assassin. He gets Dagon down by the Dagon 4. Alright guys, I'm finally at a point in the game where I have not seen things before. It's time to pay attention while casting and actually be excited. Cool. Keeper of the Light gonna BOT's mid. Still sitting at not any item progression since he's still been taking from the entire game. Blast Wave instantly gets scared and run away because he's like, oh shit, there's a Clinkz sitting at 1700 gold, can pick up his Ghost Scepter, but is opting not to. Slardar still unjusted Heaven's Halberd, woefully underfarmed, but sacrificing most of his farm to the Bugman, who almost has a full butterfly. Damage output will not be stellar, but he will be very tanky, and I feel if the Dire team can draw out fights, they still win, because Chaos Knight's damage is awesome. Chaos Knight going for a Heaven's Halberd, I like this over BKB against this lineup, as the other, the Radiant team does not have that much lockdown. If you can just dodge Elder Titan Stomp, which honestly is not that difficult, you're fine. Amplify. Earth Splitter being dropped by Elder Titan trying to dissuade this push, but they're just going to tank it and lose half their health for no reason. Chilosaurus Rex refusing to amplify damage anyone ever. Because if he did, I think they actually got a kill. But choosing to play super passive and not use your abilities, that's fine. We'll see if it has any effect in the game, but it's not the greatest thing. Weaver, no TP, so we're going to scooch around. Trading one tower for one tower is the Dire team, things they should not be doing, although the game is getting later and Clinkz is getting very scary. Almost had a butterfly of his own. He, though, needs a BKB very desperately. against these mass stuns coming out from the Dire team is good, yeah. And then maybe even get a Manta to remove amplify damage. Once he gets his BKB, he'll only really be vulnerable to right clicks, as BKB makes you magic immune to most spells. But the amplified damage goes through BKB and allows him to be squish as hell. So Manta may be a good idea. Creepin looks to get aggressive. Sikru sitting at 12 and 2. Believe let's go to net worth now. Leading the charts net worth, followed by the Bugman himself, the Scooch Bugman, the Ant-Man. Assassin with the gem looks to get aggressive, misses his stun onto 3. Onto 2, excuse me. Rothgar though gets Dagon down. Stomp's gonna miss on everyone. Binsky getting focused down by our Clinkz. Oh, but Heaven's Helmet is being thrown, and he is Spike Carapace. He's going to drop to one last right click from our Slaughter. A big turnaround. Finally, the Dire team realizing they can just own really hard if they focus on the Clinkz. The Clinkz getting too aggressive, paired up with his friend, the Rubik, and the Elder Titan. Elder Titan missing a stump in his ultimate combination, really screwing them over in this fight. Tylosaurus Rex looking to get aggressive onto Blue Sky Defender on his Drow. But again, doesn't amplify damage, so knowing where they are tends to help. I don't know, man. It's like playing Bounty and never tracking anybody, but then even Bounty is even worse because track is insane. Alright, and finally a Tier 2 tower is going to get pressured. Well, a second Tier 2 tower is going to get pressured by the Dire team, bringing everyone but the Chaos Knight, as he is actually not that low and doesn't really have any reason to be afraid. But instead, they should manage to clean up this tower still. Vendetta going to be used by Nyx. Look to get aggressive. Tylosaurus Rex already forcing people back. Going for a Yasha, even though he already has max move speed off the back of the sprint. Run up to Hygon and crush on that Mr. T. Can he get bursted down in time? Manages to drop the Earth Splitter, but dies. Slaughter dying to our Drow Ranger, and the Earth Splitter hits onto 1. Hits onto 2, possibly. Weaver, though, has his Butterfly going back for a Desolator. I would have gone the other order. I would have gone Desolator into Butterfly. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Keep the lights always being at 1700 gold and going for a Skadi. Bro, that's so not useful for your team. Get a Hex, but we'll see if it pays off. Skadi does apply a attack speed slow, which is good against Drow Ranger and Clinkz. But what's even better than attack speed slow is hexing them so they can't do anything. But to each his own, he'll be tanky, still has no Ghost Scepter, so he can still be soloed no matter what by Clinkz. Plunging all this money, what is it, like 6k gold into an item that doesn't really do anything. It does things, it's 5.6k, 5.7k. You could spend that money on a Hex and get a Ghost Scepter and be able to be offensive and guarantee kills and not die in the middle. But we'll see if it can pay off. The slow will be decently relevant in chasing when paired up with Chaos Knight and Nyx Assassin and Slardar and Weaver. This lineup is very, 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 very good at chasing. Heaven's Halberd finished by our Chaos Knight, making him more tanky, making him have evasion, very good against Clinkz. Is our Bugman gonna get caught up by Clinkz? Clinkz walking by, being like, bro, I cannot do anything against you. Going for a Butterfly, has not finished it. Gonna click down the creep wave. Continuing to keep pressure and forcing the waves onto the opponent's side of the map. Very good for their team, as they still need a little bit more farm to be fully effective. Clinkz really, 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 really needs a BKB. But he's still doing a good job of keeping the lanes pushed out and buying his team lots and lots of time to farm. Our Drow Ranger actually now in second in farm, AFK farming like a bouse. Trying to pull ahead of the Chaos Knight. Our Slardar is so terribly far behind in farm, makes me very sad. Gonna have a fight around the Roche pit. Roche spawning in about 40 seconds. Being dropped onto Rothgar's, and he gets one shot immediately by Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight popping. This Phantasm going to go to work on a Mr. T. They burst him down. That's a lot of damage being reduced. Have another grip being used onto the Clinkz. Clinkz getting focused down as well. Drow trying to do the best she can, but Heaven's Halberd's up. Lucian's running the wrong way, bro. Reality Rift. Oh, you have no mana. Mana Burn not actually being used. Wrong lineup. Let's see if Mana Burn. I don't know. Losing 2 for 3, or 1 for 2. I'm just adding numbers randomly. Losing 1 for 2. Radiant Dire team coming out in advantage. A large advantage. Can go back and take Roche now that he is up. All Slaughter is down. It'll be a little difficult. But he's now level 16. And Drow is going to get called out by a combination of the Bug Brothers.
Your
Or
vital
sisters.
is broken.
I don't know. I can't tell the gender of bugs. I think the lore of them both is that they're both dudes. I don't know. Either way, now it is 3-for-1 in advantage of the Dire team. We should see the gold chart reflecting this. So, gold chart at this point, decently irrelevant. At this point in the game, a 2.5k 3-gold advantage is really nothing. The XP, kind of relevant. Not really, though. Everybody is kind of 16. Well, actually not. Chen is yet to be 16. And other Titans has yet to be 16. Rubik's level 16, not super relevant. It's pretty good. But not as bad as Chen not being 16. Clinkz, meanwhile, actually picks up Nyx Assassin. Oh no, they lose the gem. That's so bad. Nyx, you need a Ghost Scepter, friend. You don't need a Dagon 5 or BOTs. Why does no one get Ghost Scepters against Clinkz? It's really bad to lose that gem. No. Oh god. Do they have another gem? They can buy another one. That's okay. They need to immediately. As having a gem on Nyx Assassin lets him kill Clinkz. And they win every team fight off the back of it. Because Clinkz can't, like, burn one person down and then, like, reposition and burn one person down. Either way, Desolator almost finished up on our Weaver, sitting second, pretty much neck and neck with our Clinkz. After one more camp, he should catch up and be ahead of Clinkz. Clinkz, though, is going to go do work on the tower, burning it down, getting the last hit. Now is about 1,000 gold ahead of our Weaver. Blast coming out, clean up the entire creep wave, and that can be used by our Chen. But Keeper of the Light is very good at dissuading pushes, as we all know, so that is the end of this push. BKBs going to be needed. Need to pipe up the wave as well if you're going to go to high ground. It'll make the creep wave survive at least one blast. You can get decent damage onto the tower, and any damage is good damage. Clinkz is going to walk into Roche Pit and try to solo it. Should be able to do it. Can sell his TP scroll and grab the Aegis for himself. This is a huge loss for the Dire team, as this is the easiest Roche of their lives with both Dire Advantage and Slarvar. Now Clinkz has the Aegis, is going to scuttle away into the jungle, eat a creep, and gain his life back. Rubik buying an Ag Scepter, interesting. I don't know why there is no ultimates that have Ag's buff on the Dire team. And I don't really think there's that many spells you need to steal to drop 4,200 gold in an item that makes you steal every 5 seconds. But it'll make him really tanky. We'll see how it pays off. I think a Blink Dag would have been better, just for positional abilities. But even beyond that, a Ghost Scepter is probably better. Or just allowing his team to get that farm instead of him. But again, it's not bad. Hex is the best option out of everything, though. Always Hex. Always Hex. It's so good. Yeah, we're going to have Skadi finish on our Keeper of the Light. Still hits for not really any damage. Going to be blasting the creep wave, trying to push out this wave so the Clinkz can't take their base with the Aegis advantage. Now well ahead of our Weaver. Dire team now very scared. Slowdar going back for armor, good. And Sentry Wards, cool. I still do not feel the Dire team should be scared in any way, especially with a Weaver that's farmed. Just go take fights. Just put down a sentry. Just 5 mana to take fights. Push out the waves. Hope to God you're not dying to Clinkz while you're pushing out the waves. That's where you can die. But just push them out as a group. Buy Ghost Scepters on your supports. And just walk at their base. You should win the fight. Yeah, this is a really tanky cast lane. An Assault Cuirass would be supremely good against this Dire, or on this Dire team against this Radiant team, as they are all physical damage, as I've said before. For either team's AC is actually pretty decent. Oh, Clinkz is gonna walk right over a ward. Why no one's done? Oh, we had 2 people having a chance to stun up the Clinkz. Clinkz is gonna walk back over it and just de-ward it himself. Oh, we're just gonna get caught up missing the stun again. Sonic's forever. It's not targeted anymore. 15 earn charges. First, are gonna miss on everybody, but dissuading the aggression of the Dire team. But they should look to go back in now that it is down. Go be manly. Oh, he has a full satanic. Fuck yeah, go slay, bro. You're like invincible. Man, League being thrown on the Clinkz is actually a pretty big deal. Dropping immediately. Here we go. Stomp's going to be used. A nice stomp landing on the 3. They're going to get aggressive onto the Clinkz. Draw range and clean up the slot on the process. Pipe going to be popped. But he's surrounded by creeps. Where is our Clinkz? Clinkz going to turn and focus on our Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin, though, decently tanky. Should drop to the burn. Soul Burn's going to clean up 1. Last night. Pair it with our Weaver. Going to clean up the draw range in the front line. Clinkz out of mana. Barely having enough to pop off the Skeleton Walkway. Is going to ninja away. A 2-for-2 exchange. Pretty much even. Well, Drow being traded for a Slaughter is really bad for the raiding team, as Drow was actually super farmed. Phantasm is now down, though. Oh, and our Clinkz is going to walk back in, but popping Lincoln Sphere. With the sounds, not enough to clean up the Weaver. Just going to turn and go to work on the KS9. KS9, though, just Heaven's Halberds him up. Stuns him. To clean this up. Nope, Clinkz just walks away again. There's no detection. But seeing the late game power of Chaos Knight, pretty nice. Sitting at a lot of armor. I like the Satanic choice because, again, it gives him a lot of armor. Same thing with the Armlet. I still think he should now go for BOTs and Assault Cuirass. Gonna pick up some Dust. Good. If he was a little more proactive with that and had that before that fight, he would have killed off, broken the Aegis, and actually maybe killed Clinkz twice. Our Weaver surviving the fight, good for him at 2.1k gold, catching up very quickly actually to our Clinkz player. Weaver, I believe, carrying items better than Clinkz. Just as his sheer maneuverability is more consistent. Nyx Assassin going to VOTs in, going invisible immediately, look to get aggressive onto our Clinkz player. What I was saying about urn charges is if you randomly end up with 15 urn charges, that means you're not really effectively using them. Just like throw them out randomly on enemies if your team isn't like ever in need of a heal. It's still really, really good damage. 150 damage of HP removal? No bullshit. Clink's gonna skittle away. Has the gem still. No gem picked up on the Dire team, even though it is off cooldown. They should be picking one up, using it to shut down the Clinkz, force him to 5-man with his team. But no Rax is down. All outer towers dead for both teams. This game is decently close. If you look at the gold, pretty much even with the experience, massively in favor of the Dire team. But we have level 16 on every hero of the raiding teams. I don't think it's that big of a difference. There is a lot of bonus HP you gain from leveling up, especially past level 14, like level 15, once you start taking stats, you know. So the Dire team should be ridiculously tanky. As we can see from the last fight, Clinkz having difficulty bursting people down. I would love